Everyone wants the Epstein list released until their party's name shows up on it. The right screams, "Where's the client list?" The left mumbles something about Trump and then changes the subject. We're not here to defend anyone. We're here to look at the power games both sides are playing with something no one actually wants unsealed. And it's the full truth. Welcome back to Raised by Boomers, political podcast for Gen Xers who were raised on the Cold War fear, tabloid presidents, and the slow realization that the system's rigged for people who can afford their own island. Today, the Epstein files. Let's talk about the pros and cons for both Democrats and Republicans focusing too hard on this story and why both sides are low-key terrified that it goes too far. Let's start with Democrats. Pros of going all in on Epstein, you have Trump is publicly linked to Epstein. There's footage, quotes, Mar-a-Lago appearances. And you have your messaging control, getting ahead of the narrative and frame Epstein as a symbol of MAGA corruption. You can connect with younger voters who care more about abuse of power than party lines. So these are all the pros. But here come the cons. Bill Clinton, 26 plus flights on that plane. Photographic receipts, rumors. Whether he was guilty or not, whether there's guilt or not, the association is radioactive. Next, Hollywood and elite donors. If those names drop, they won't just be Republican. The donor class cuts both ways. And if Democrats make the mistake of making Epstein the hill to die on, they risk getting buried by their own receipts. Now the GOP. They have been pushing the loudest on this. They're pros. Easy outrage, currency, where's the client list is the perfect meme. Fits into all the anti-elite narratives. Drain the swamp, stop the PEDO ring, etc. It's great for stirring the base and driving fundraising. Then there's cons. Trump is also deeply tied to Epstein. He literally said Epstein likes them young. And you have Alan Dershowitz, Epstein defender, Trump impeachment lawyer, also on the plane, also on the record. So if the list comes out and it includes anyone tied to Fox, big donors, or GOP leadership, game over. Here's the real Gen X take. Nobody wants that list out. Not the GOP, not the Dems, not the media, because both parties protect their own. They protect their own power brokers. And the people named in those files, they are the power brokers. They're not scared of being canceled. They're scared of being named. And while the public is busy yelling at each other over pronouns and gas prices, the people who traffic power and silence are still cashing checks. This list doesn't scare them because it's false. It scares them because it might be true. So if you're waiting for either party to crack the case open, don't. They won't. They'll give sound bites, outrage, retweets, maybe even a documentary or two. But justice? No. Justice doesn't get donations. You want the list? So do we. But don't expect it from Congress. Expect it from a leak that they'll all pretend to be so surprised about. Remember that. A leak. Until then, we'll keep watching, keep questioning, and keep calling BS wherever it lands. This is Raised by Boomers. Subscribe, don't subscribe, whatever. Just don't get played.